Hello, everybody. I hope you are having an amazing day or have had an amazing day. I just wanted to get up here on live and do um, a live for y'all. Like, I posted a video earlier um, about school being in session, right? And some things to consider. So I want to elaborate down a little bit. Usually I do the tough topic Tuesdays. That was my thing at one point. But now this is going to be a tough topic Thursday because I'm going to talk about some things that probably not everybody really wants to talk about, of course. But that's my thing, y'all. Y'all know I talk about things that people really don't want to talk about. So here we go. Um, so hold on, give me a moment. And I will get started. So, a lot of y'all probably seen my post on Facebook. If you haven't, I'm gonna read it to you. Does that work for y'all? So, it's talking about parents. We love seeing your pictures of your children on their first day of school. But please, y'all, stop posting identifying information like the name of their school, teachers' names, favorite things, or even the front of your home. So this also includes their name. So putting their name like on the back of their book bag, not a good idea. I seen someone posted that, someone smart may know not to do this, but this is people don't think it's a thing, but it's until it's a thing. It's cute. It's very cute to have name labeled stuff. Even when I was growing up, my parents, we had name labeled stuff. Like you put your name on everything, but because of the world that we live in, y'all now, we you just can't do that anymore. So identify information. So I'm speaking of things that somebody could catch on if they saw it on social media or if they saw it on your child. Because identify information like even the name of their school, it can send somebody to their school to look for your child because that child was posted on social media, the name of their school was on there, or their teacher's name was there. And believe it or not, this is a harsh reality, but believe it or not, you might have somebody who's trafficking children on your page, and you might just think they're a classmate or something like that. But to be honest, they might be a trafficker. Like they might be hunting these kids down because it is shopping season. I follow a lot of people about this, so I'm not just speaking of this blindly. I'm really passionate about helping people identify things that can help them grow or just be better. And one of these things is human trafficking is a real thing. Like I posted on here, it's like more than 26, I think it's 26 million cases currently, but human trafficking is a thing that you can't really quantify because when a child goes missing, nobody knows where they are. So you can't say that they're trafficked unless they are found or someone sees them and they know that they're trafficked. So I'm jumping ahead of myself a little bit here. So when I said don't put like identifying things on their belongings or on social media is important because any little thing, anything that we can think, oh, it's cute, it looks nice, it's cool, it could be an identifying factor for someone. So if someone's teacher, say for instance, was posting on social media, they know your school goes to Wilkerson Elementary School. I'm just throwing a name out there. I don't know the name of school. Wilkerson Elementary School, and their teacher's name Miss Davis. So they can go to Wilkerson Elementary School or even high school or Wilkerson University and say, hey, you in such and such class? And when they say, hey, you in such and such class, they'll be like, yeah, I'm in her class, not really thinking about it. But that can be a moment to draw your child or the young adult in. So this is all about keeping children and young adults safe. Because it is shopping season for youth and we want to keep the kids safe, right? One thing that really triggered um, me to post that, last night I watched a video. Matter of fact, last night I saw an Amber Alert to my local area. Like there was a little 5-year-old who was missing. Y'all, school is in session. It looks like they might know who she is, but little kids get missing. Matter of fact, all people get missing all the time, and there's a lot of people who don't really know where they are. And there is, this might not be accurate, but it's close to it. They said once someone gets missing, it's about 45 minutes that you have to find them, or they could be in another state because they're trafficked. Um, I'm only sharing this information with y'all because I want you to be knowledgeable. Because people perish for the lack of knowledge. Like if you don't know these things, you don't know any better. So you can't prevent. And this video is literally about prevention. Literally about prevention. All I'm gonna do here is help prevent from children or young adults or even yourself being exposed to a trafficker, because it only takes a moment. So keep eyes on your children. Um, Talk to your kids. So if you know your kids are at school, it's not a public school, whatever, it's not a public, it might be a private school or charter school or something like that, whatever it may be, they might not have eyes on them 24/7. So talk to your kids about stranger danger. Like y'all may think it's simple, but when we were growing up, stranger danger was a really thing. Like if you call my name and I don't know you, or you not my teacher, I shouldn't respond to you. I need to go in the other direction. Simple things, but it's important. Know who they're hanging with. Know who your kids are hanging out with. That's super important. Um, and know their location. If they say they're going to such and such place, check in on that location. If your kid has a phone, because most kids have phones these days, um, share their location with them and check in with them. Don't just trust any and everybody, even if you know the people. Anything can happen. I'm not saying be a helicopter parent where you're hovering over your kid or anything, but these are just really important things. And I'm going to share a story with y'all in a few minutes as soon as I finish going over these tips. Um, as I said, don't put identifying information in pictures or on their accessories that they wear. Um, if you have to like have their name on something, put it on the inside of their book bag. So like only if somebody goes into the book bag and needs to know that this is your child, which is only probably going to happen in school, then that's the thing. All right. Have a buddy system. I wrote this down because this is young adult thing. Like when I was in college, we were always out late. We were always doing something. If you got kids in college or headed to college, or they're young in late years or just in high school or whatever, um, encourage the buddy system, like where one goes, the other goes. Like y'all stay together. Um, Try not to be out late. If you have to be out late, share your location, stay together, don't separate from each other. And I was gonna say this, but this is young adults, so you can't have this. But even some older adults are being trafficked, and even with the older adults, sometimes it's important like that you stay trapped. Like I say that all the time. If you're able to get a gun permit, gun license permit, get it. Get it because you just don't know if you ever need it. It's better safe than sorry. um, Make sure that your car isn't always in working condition. Some kids leave their parents home and just like, yeah, I'm living a life, yada yada this, yada that. I'm gonna hang out, but they can be a little irresponsible with their vehicle. So not checking the tires during the day to make sure they're inflated, um, they're not deflated. It also can be looking like um, making sure that you have plenty of gas, like golden rule, don't go under a half a tank. Make sure you have plenty of gas when you go out. um, Stop only in bright locations. That's important. So knowing where your kids are is so important. And here's the story that I'm going to share with y'all, that I heard last night about a kid. It made me so mad, y'all. I was mad a lot right along with her. So what happened is that I followed this lady named Tina Rivera. And I follow her and just to keep up on a lot of, human trafficking things, because human trafficking is really a real thing. It's not fake. It is a multi-billion-dollar organization. I think it might be getting up there beyond the billions, but it is a thing. Like, you don't hear on the news a lot people talking about trafficking, but that's why I decide to share information and tips and suggestions, because it helps bring awareness. Because if you don't hear about it, it doesn't ring in as a need to know. Like, people just don't know. You can't say people should know better, because no, if they don't know better, then they don't know the information, they can't know better, right? So that's why I'm sharing the information. So I heard the story was is that she pretty much helps find kids when they get missing. And there's this kid that she had posted, I think it was yesterday, she had posted the kid, and the kid had been missing for like over a week. And so she happened to be out and about. She gets around or whatever. She happened to get on the bus. When she got, well, no, she was waiting for the bus. So a kid, this little boy, got dropped off in a car that was, the windows were tinted and no identifying, nothing on the car. It was tint, the windows were tinted, and it had no tags or whatnot. But she was very observant, because she does this stuff kind of stuff. So she noticed when they were about to get on the bus that the kid had a spot on the back of his pants. And so that was alarming for her. And she told the bus driver, you might want to pull over this bus, because I think there's something going on with this kid. She then later to come to the awareness that this is the kid she had just posted that day that had been missing for over a week, and he was far from home. So, I know this is not a popular live for me, y'all, but I feel like I have to share it. It's a burden of mine. I want to make sure all the kids, young adults, even adults, because some of us adults look real young, and we are a candidate for trafficking. So take these tips and please apply them. So long story short, the little boy said that he didn't know where he lived. One, teach your kids their address. One, teach your kid the phone numbers, because he didn't know where he lived. He didn't have a phone number for his parents. His mom had gave him up. This is a total story. He was pretty much abandoned by his mom and living with his father. And so the grandmother is the one that put the missing report out on him. That's how she was able to share that, is because the grandmother had been looking for him. They hadn't seen him. So she found him. Mind you, there was a spot on the back of his pants, a red spot. And I'm just going to leave it at that, because it might be too much for some people. But the little boy was talking about he was in pain. So as she was talking to him, he said, so, oh, you're going to be my friend too. Teach your kids, everybody is not your friend. Stranger danger. Like, if someone come up, and there's so much that I can talk about on here about that. But teaching your kids that everyone is not their friend is so important. Also, loving on your kids, letting them know they are loved and wanted. If you don't want your kids, I'm gonna say it, y'all, because it need to be said. If you don't want your kids, please let somebody else who can provide them a safe place to live, and nurturing and love that they need. Please allow them to take them, because there's kids out here who are, it's getting bad, y'all. It's really, really, really getting bad, which is the reason why I'm up here. Um, is to say that please listen to your kids, love on your kids, let them know that you care for them, so it doesn't create an opportunity for somebody else to take on your role and they feel like they have to draw to them. Um, because it's getting serious, the world is getting worse by the day. Um, and yeah, and also, here's something I've just remembered too, is that trafficking usually happens during bad weather. So when there's storms, there's rain, there's snow, that happens during that time. It's a perfect opportunity for them to move, because the police are not out as much. They are not being seen with the activity because of the storm, the weather. People are not as aware because you're focusing on the weather. So those are just some tips. And I just wanted to remind you all, shopping season is, just think of it as all year round. They're looking for new candidates for trafficking. And I just want to share this information with y'all to keep kids safe because it's important. I know this is not a popular live. You might get a couple of these every now and then from me, but I think it's important. I think knowledge is power. The more that we know, the better we can prevent a lot of things from happening. So school is in session. I really love y'all kids. I love seeing them. I love seeing their pictures, but please be mindful. Do not share identifying information on the internet. I know as much as you want to share your kids, save that for your personal keepsakes because people use that for their advantages. Unfortunately, we live in an evil world, and we have to do all that we can together to make sure that people are safe, especially the kids. They need us. They need us to make sure that they remain safe. So that's all I have for tonight. I just wanted to encourage you all to be aware of what you're posting on social media of your kids, um, just how you're acting in public with your kids. Keep your kids in front of you, not behind you. Um, Close contact because things can happen just like this, literally. Um, and there's too many of us missing already. And I would hate to see more of us missing. It burned in my heart when I seen that video last night and when I saw a missing person, like literally a missing little girl, literally in the matter of 30, maybe not even 30 minutes, like 15 minutes of me watching a video. So y'all be safe. School is in session, and I wish you and your kids, your young adult, or even small children, the most successful school year. But be safe. Please be safe. I love y'all. Remember, don't allow anything or anyone to keep you from living the life that you desire and God purposed you to live. Be free. Have a good night.